Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Omori. So, we finished the dreamscape world, so it's time to head back to the real world and do some real
I
world
was gonna
things.
say no. Your video is not messing up. It's just taking a bit to show up.
I was gonna say, like, even when it started going in this frame by frame of the paper, like, wow, okay, that looked buggy. But then I realized it was part of the style. Welp,
So, game gave us another spooky moment after picking up the F key. It was very blink or miss it moment, but something's going on here. Oh, who is this?
I'm guessing someone in his backstory is dead.
You are correct.
The F key to pay respects is actually in reference to the funeral that the meme comes from.
So, Omori is a Call of Duty gamer.
Well, I mean, you don't have to be a Call of Duty gamer to get that. The meme video is out
And they
there.
sleep in their uniform. Hey, you know what, though? I'm actually not going to judge Omori too much for that because I used to do the same shit when I was in high school.
Wow, the real world is brighter than I expected. Last day of the what? Big furniture sale?
We're moving, so
Oh. I see. Okay, so that's less frivolous than it sounded.
What's funny is, like, I get having the computer still out, right? Because, like, that's always, like, the last thing you want to pack. That sort of thing. But the bookshelf should have been long pack at this point. Also, what the fuck?
Why? Oh, this is
gambling.
this is one of those old ass Windows card games.
Yeah, it's like, growing up, I had Solitaire or Free Cell. I didn't have Blackjack, though. Also, my cards didn't have the images of sharks.
It was probably included in some Windows game pack.
yeah, you can sit here and play blackjack all you want.
Also, Blackjack is like the only card game that you can play against a computer and still like win and lose, rather than Solitaire, which is always doomed, and Poker, which doesn't work if there's not another person there.
I think when it comes to, like, traditional standard card games, I just never really cared, like, outside of, like, Blackjack I'll play for a little bit, but not much. Poker I don't care for. Spades I don't care for.
The only Blackjack I've ever played is gambling at the New Vegas casino in Fallout. And the reason I played that is because it's entirely controlled by your luck stat. You don't have to do shit. I mean, you play the game, but the card draws are determined by your luck stat. If you have high enough luck, you can win so often that they kick you out of the casino. It's great.
All right, so this is the point where the route diverges. So, if you want to go for the good ending, you gotta let Kel the house.
You gotta, what with the house again?
Let Kel in the house.
Let Cal in the house. Let me in.
The house always wins.
Yeah, they
Hey,
try,
it's me,
they,
Kel.
they try to scare you with the whole Mari jump scare earlier, so they want to get you thinking about it. So, nope, it's daytime, so everything's fine. So, it's Kel, our friend. It's a lot taller
Like
than I remember him.
IRL Kel.
Yes, IRL Kel.
Yeah. This is no longer Dream Kel.
So how about last night's Roll20 game, huh?
Because, like, that was some freaky fucking shit. Did you see that stuff with the F key? Holy fuck. I pissed my pants.
Well, I saw it in the theater of my mind, but it's Roll20. They don't have a graphics asset for that. Do they? Nah. Now that I'm thinking about it, someone probably did make an Omori tile set for Roll20. Jesus Christ.
I noticed, though, that IRL Kel looks, maybe it's just the graphical change and all that sort of shit, but they look considerably older in the real world than they do in the dream.
Because we are older in the real world, about 4 or 5 years older.
So it's like one of those not wanting to grow up kind of things.
Yep.
Or the traumatizing experience happened when we were children. So when we tap into that psyche, that's where we kind of revert back to.
Yeah, that is fairly common imagery, yeah.
Yeah. Like, not for nothing, I probably will be picking this game up myself because I don't want to be the witness for the whole commentary, especially because it's like how many parts again? 40?
41, but yes.
Stuff like that, so I can only wing conversation for so long. The problem I have, as with many others, is just finding the time. Not at the time of this recording. I have about a month before 7 Rebirth comes out. Like, I know everyone's really excited for Persona 3. That's coming out a week at the time of this recording, but like 7 Rebirth is what I'm waiting for, personally speaking. So it's like if I have any other commitments that I want to do outside of videos, I got to do it now. Otherwise, I'm not going to get the time for it later because I am no lifing 7 Rebirth.
Well, I'm doing that for Persona 3, but mainly because I don't have to buy it. I can just get Game Pass and play it. That's neat. There's a reason that I've been deep into Elder Scrolls lately, and it's because I own all the games already. I don't have to pay for them. Again, in some cases. I did end up buying Skyrim twice. Ugh.
As you do for games that get released.
And Todd Howard's like, that's not enough. Buy it 5 more.
No, the only reason I bought it twice is because I wanted the GOG version so that I would have a version that I didn't have to worry about blowing up my mod loadouts. So that's a thing. But the thing is, I only bought it once on Steam, back when Old Rim was out. The original version of Skyrim on PC. One of the genuinely cool things Bethesda did was that if you had Old Rim and all 3 of the expansions, you just got Special Edition for free.
Oh, that's nice.
That was cool. Yeah. There was a time when Bethesda wasn't the devil,
I don't know. I just got the idea. Like, head executive Bethesda rocking like the cartoon devil horns and pitchfork with the goatee.
Well, I mean, Bethesda is one of the most ironic success stories in the games industry, right? They started as a relatively small studio. They used to do sports games and like licensed Terminator shit. In fact, I think the first Elder Scrolls game was based on like an altered engine that they did for one of their Terminator games. But like, okay, they wanted one of the teams wanted to do an RPG, and their boss was like, "No, that market's oversaturated." So he's like, "Okay, I'll do a gladiatorial arena-based team RPG combat thing instead. How's that?" And so they went for that, and that's why the first game is called Arena. Of course, as you can see from the Elder Scrolls formula, the whole gladiatorial combat thing didn't last long. Because in testing, people enjoyed the side quests more than the main content.
Was that Terminator Future Shock?
It might be.
And there was also a sequel called Skynet. Okay, interesting. I didn't know Bethesda made Terminator games.
Yeah. So they started off with that shit, and Elder Scrolls ended up being like a surprise hit. Like, they didn't expect it to do well, and at first it didn't because it released in January.
Oof. Death Month.
Death Month indeed.
Oh, okay, hold on. Wait a minute. I don't know. Does that really apply to video games as it does movies?
It was, even back then. The release window was originally the holiday season, and they had to delay.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, they had to delay it, and it came out in January, maybe February, not sure. And it didn't sell well at first, but eventually word of mouth got around, and the hardcore RPG crowd on PC picked it up. And the rest is history. And then they had 2 years to rush out a sequel, which they did. And it was both amazing and incredibly buggy. And the story of Bethesda's career was made. It's so weird to think that 2 years was considered a long development cycle for an RPG back then. Oof.
Yeah, I know. It's at the same time, yeah, because if you actually go back and read some of the dev cycles, it takes only a year. What's up?
Ryan, is that you?
What?
Behind the counter?
Oh, the store owner. Right.
Kind of looks like
it might be.
It looks like
you can make an argument for it. It's even got the big anime girl poster in the back. I was like, that's definitely Ryan.
Actually, now that I think about it, it looks like it could be Ryan, but it also looks like it could be Travis Touchdown. Sprite art is weird.
Yeah, I'm not judging for the record. You're just a big fucking nerd.
We're all big fucking nerds.
Yeah.
Grinding that retail job the way I grind wood shopping in Skyrim. That's my first thing okay. In Skyrim, they added an expansion called Hearthfire, and what it added was a bunch of houses that you could buy and upgrade and shit, and a bunch of little homeless children you could adopt. They put one of these fucking homeless children in the first fucking town, and I cannot pass them by without wanting to adopt them. There's no particular reason to. It's not a very in-depth system, but, like, I spend fucking hours at the start of every Skyrim playthrough just chopping wood to earn enough money to earn the house and all the upgrades so I can give this little girl a home. It kills the momentum of my Skyrim playthroughs so much.
It just means you got a large heart, though, Lewis.
Well, I get really into the roleplay.
You might want to go to the doctors for that, because a large heart is not a good sign.
Well, like, I get really into the roleplay in these kind of games, even in the super streamlined games, you know? So I do what my character would do, and what my character would do is say that those old guys on top of the mountain can wait a few weeks. Fucking hell.
What the fuck? I like how they didn't want to be too obvious with Jason, so they just added a CK between A and S and made Jackson instead.
The chainsaw arms are a nice touch. What the?
Yo, what was that face that Jackson was making?
Wait, was that a daydream?
Yes, it was.
You ever look at a poster and it's like, I'm going to beat that poster up, and then a battle initiates?
Hey, we got a CD out of it, so can't complain.
CDs again are what?
Something you play in the jukebox and just plays various tracks from the game. It's just a sound test.
Okay.
When I was really young, I used to have the most vivid fucking daydreams, to be honest. They were the most random shit. My stepfather was playing Overblood, so I had Overblood on the mind from watching him play that. So when we were driving in the car someplace random, I would stare out the window, and as I'm staring out the window and my brain is sliding off focus, I would start to imagine the fucking, like, virus zombie that you turn into toward the end of the game, chasing the car. And it's just like... That is probably the only time you ever hear anyone say that they've got a fond memory of Overblood.
Well, not to that extent, but I was gonna bring up that daydreaming myself. 'Cause I'm pretty sure everyone, at least at a younger age, like sitting on the passenger side of a car, you're on a highway, you're looking at the road pass by you, you're just imagining like a character running through all of this shit. And it's like, it doesn't really make any sense. It's like, God, I need to play less Sonic games.
You know, that's the thing, though. I was already a Sonic fan at the time. You'd think I would be imagining Sonic, but for some reason it was a zombie from fucking Overblood. One of the most horrible games ever made.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
It is cool. You died in the refrigerator at the start of your first playthrough. Don't deny it. You didn't know what to do. You have to crouch in front of the control panel and operate it from a crouching position specifically. I don't know how you're supposed to figure that shit out without the manual. But you are.
Well, you didn't, though. Get stuff in the fridge, bitch. Are you ready to... No, it's supposed to be rock. Why is it Clash?
It's legally distinct. Also, it's supposed to be Rumble.
So yeah, this is
No, but
just
there are
rock, paper,
rocks in the
scissors.
background.
Well, Rock's Rumble.
The fuck is this? Is this rock, paper, scissors?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Pet rocks. A digital pet shaped like a rock. This
looks like something Homestar Runner would do. Like, legit.
So yeah, Kel loses on purpose to us somehow.
So we're playing Alex Kidd is what we're doing.
I forget that was a main combat for Alex Kidd, wasn't it?
Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors mini games all over the place.
Huh. You know, I'll just stick with Triple Triad. Thank you.
I will say I like the shop name Hobbies with a little B up top so that you get the pun. It's great. I like it.
So yeah, if you equip the pet rock, you can challenge people to rock, paper, scissors.
Move over, Triple Triad.
No, Triple Triad stays.
Step aside, Gwent.
Tetra Elemental, you stay there.
Tetra Elemental? You mean Tetra Master?
Tetra Master. Sorry, Tetra Elemental. I did it again because Tetra Elemental is the name of an armor piece in 7 that like has a lot of good stats, but I keep fucking getting it mixed with Tetra Master. I was gonna call it Tetra Elemental again, by the way, just there. Fuck me.
So, do you have an actual chance of losing when you challenge other people? Oh, yes, you do. Neat.
So the way it works is that everyone in tier 1 will have a 50% chance of doing 2 of them. They will not choose one of the options. So it's about learning them. So the final boss of this is pure 33% chance for each time. So it's just rock paper scissors.
Like actual rock paper scissors.
Does the user get to take does the loser have to give up one of their hands to the winner? You know
the rules. You hand it over.
Are there region-specific rule sets that you could spread around like Pokerus? That is such an weirdly pointless specific simulation element in the whole triple triad system was region-specific rules that you could spread around by playing in different regions and then taking the game to other regions.
Your rule set's cringe. I'm going to introduce you a rule set from the South. Much better.
The thing is, it's like a really, really impressively ambitious role-playing aspect to the simulation of playing a collectible card game in a quasi-fantasy modern setting. And it's the kind of thing that I would have been really impressed if they did in something like The Witcher. It's just really strange in Final Fantasy, which usually doesn't bother with that shit. You know? Fix it. The sign needs to be fixed.
Yeah, I actually kind of like that. That was a good joke.
There's a lot of personality in in this particular style of visual setting. You see a lot of it in Undertale too, like lots of one-off visual gags in the environment.
Library.
Like if you beat that one dog boss in Undertale, the pacifist route, and you pet it so that it like stretches massively across the screen multiple times before you spare it, it goes absolutely bonkers and creates a snow dog of the stretchy dog that falls apart, and you get to see that snow dog as you leave the area. It's an environmental event that only happens if you fight that boss in that particular way, which you probably won't because you can spare it long before it gets to that point.
I was going to say, like, in the fight itself specifically, if it's the same dog I'm thinking about, if you keep petting it and its neck grows longer and longer, it will wrap around the screen.
That is the one. And if you get far enough, it will go absolutely bonkers and create that stretchy snow dog that falls apart. It's great. I love that kind of detail. It's absolutely useless from a gameplay perspective, but, you know, not everything needs to be about gameplay.
So is stacking hot dogs on your head when Sans asks you to. Like, it doesn't really do anything. It's just for a gag.
Yeah. So, not very many RPGs have extended conversation scenes in wallpaper stores. I want everyone to remember that no matter what you have to say about Omori, good or bad, Omori will always have this over everything else.
I was just chilling out with my friends at the Home Depot.
And if you ever see any games that come out after this that have like extended conversation events in hardware stores talking about picking out wallpaper patterns, Omori did it first. So that game owes a debt to Omori. Oh, I'd be angry if my house was next to a church too. Like that's not even a religious comment. I'm just thinking of the crowds every week.
The crowds, the bell going off at 6 a.m.
Say goodbye to your late lions on the weekend. You know.
There is a fire station not too far from where I live, and the sirens above them go off at least 3 times a day. I'm not sure if either because it's an actual emergency or they're just testing it out.
Yeah.
But there are residents near that fucking fire station. I was like, I don't know how the fuck you would even fathom living here.
That is actually the kind of thing that will drive the price of a house down. So probably because they got the house cheaper. Oh, Jesus. What the fuck are we doing?
We're doing a job.
I'm freaking the fuck out.
We got to put everything on the right shelves and earn lots of money.
Fucking love Home Depot.
Oh, we're doing the Fable thing.
The Fable thing?
Fable has these Fable 2 and 3 specifically have these little jobs that you can do in towns. They help you grind up some cash in the early game, although they do fall out of usefulness eventually. Fable 3 tried to do this thing where you level up and get better at them, but it's basically just a button-pressing timing minigame where you chop wood or serve drinks. Now, Skyrim has no need for that shit. Skyrim just has you pressing the use key with a woodcutter's axe in your inventory on a stump, and then watching your character do the work for you, because, wow, that's boring. And they needed to discourage you from grinding money as quickly as possible. Apparently.
But I like money.
Yeah.
I forgot to check out the pizza place, so...
It's a pizza place.
They soldiered through, though, for little Lucia, to give her a home. It's what I do.
It's like a Pizza Hut.
I'm a hero. I'm the Dragonborn. God damn it. I mean, I don't know I'm the
Like a
Dragonborn
Domino's.
yet, but...
No, the place is called Gino's. That's a local pizzeria joint. Cool. Finally, some good fucking food.
Okay.
What jukebox takes CDs like that?
A lot actually.
An aesthetic jukebox.
At least I'm not sure if they're a thing anymore because I don't really go to pizza joints or bars or pubs.
Okay, I'm gonna do a quick web search just to see if it comes up. I'm not even gonna like open Amazon or anything. CD player and jukebox.
Yeah, like if
Okay.
it's the ones that I'm thinking of, it had like this really large round table that you just eject a whole bunch of CDs on and then just rotate.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You know what? These things are
Yeah.
fucking expensive. They're this one.
Yes, they
the
are.
first one that came up on my search is $9,500. It's called a Rockola.
Yep, that'll do it.
There seems to be a small sized one for 118, but it's like this is the age of being able to play MP3s on your fucking phone. If people are
Yeah,
buying,
that's what I'm saying. Is like it's purely just for sentimental value and nostalgia, or for aesthetical choice. But it's
Yeah.
like it's amazing, just like all that and more. You can just fit inside of like a $50 MP3 player nowadays.
you don't buy it to listen to music. You buy it so that you have a fancy jukebox that plays music in your
Right.
home. Yeah, it's the same reason you would buy your own vending machine. I didn't just think of that because there are vending machines on screen. No, I was going.
Do you
to
guys
say
have
that
like your
all-
own vinyl player?
No, I don't.
Elliot has one, and I know a couple of friends that are like really into that shit now because for some reason or another, like again, I'm just more confused than anything else. Like vinyls have really taken off again.
Hilda, get back to work.
The bat has a nail on it.
Yep, so Aubrey's become a delinquent and dyed her hair pink.
It's got a bat with a nail on it.
That she does.
It's dangerous.
It is.
Oh. Okay.
Drama.
She's like, wow, you left your house. The world's
Exactly.
ending. Oh, God.
Echo chambers are toxic.
So, in the fantasy world, we're essentially fighting alongside the memory of these three friends that we used to have. But,
Yep.
like, apart from Kel here, who reached out, they've drifted apart.
Yep, due to a certain event that will be explained later.
Ah, we're getting into Persona 2 territory now. Is the serial killer secretly going to be our secret fifth friend?
Not
Who was
quite.
also named Omori. He threw a ball at me. He saw that face they're making. It's like, you got that bat and you don't even use it to whack the ball.
I like
away.
how the background is an intentionally grainy ass photo of a park forest. Yeah, we got that practice throwing balls at targets in the dream world. You were there. It was awesome.
Did you just stab her?
We sliced her with a knife, yeah.
Yeah,
Because we still had the steak knife from last night.
right.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, they actually like included that as a thing. Is it something you have to do, or?
Yeah.
I see.
Damn, like you really had to inflict damage on her to get a fucking. I kind of like that though. Like,
I mean, that's realistic.
yeah, it's very realistic. It's like fuck the fuck they stabbed me with a knife. It's like get out of here.
So Kel's being the responsible one, which is saying a lot.
I think Sonny actually just forgot that he had the knife until right that moment. That's how little attention he pays to the real world. He just stuffed it in his pocket and forgot about it, which is a very dangerous thing to do, by the way. You'll cut yourself.
So yeah, we have IRL Basil here, who's being bullied by Aubrey.
Listen, I know this is a really heartfelt moment, and the emotional stakes are a little high right now, but I can't help but stare at that kid in the top left thinking about the pet rock. It's like you couldn't zoom the camera in a little more, maybe hide the kid thinking about the pet rock.
So yeah, we gotta bring Basil home.
Well, if RPG Maker were a little more complex, they could at least hide the pet rock icon during the cutscene. But because of the way RPG Maker runs events, you don't usually have the freedom to do that kind of like disable a specific thing until the end of the scene programming. It's all very basic scripting. Okay, don't cover my silence while I sneeze. Okay. I see how it is.
I had to repeatedly reach over the mute button myself just to hide sniffles and other shit like that because I don't want the mic picking that up.
My nose is fucking ready as hell right now. It's fucking annoying. Anyway.
You want to do a line of coke together? Let's start.
No. No, that's the last thing I need.
Come on, there's plenty here.
Is more stuff in my nose. No. Fucking hell. Okay. So.
Aubrey stole Basil's photo book, so why would she do that? We'll have to find out.
So is the good ending getting the gang back together?
Functionally, yes.
Rescuing Aubrey from her delinquent ways?
Not quite. I mean, she still has her pink hair and all that.
So that's probably part of it, but not the point.
Yeah.
Aubrey's kind of reminding me right now of Susan from Deltarune, actually.
Susie,
whatever.
One's right, one's wrong.
I mean, one's a nickname for the other, so. It's like, I'm getting the same vibe. What is with the real world wormhole?
It faded out of existence.
It's not there. It's not actually there, but we're hallucinating.
So Sonny is out of touch, like a bad anti D&D parody that I won't name because I forget the name of the movie. Can't tell reality from the tabletop game anymore. He's seeing kobolds everywhere.
Oh boy.